Oklahoma has become an increasingly popular place to move to and live. These factors usually have something to do with our low cost of living and our tax structure for retirees. Honestly, you can find a bunch of information out there about cities in Oklahoma. The list I've compiled for you comes from a few different places, and the final cut was my opinion. I'm Marcie Billen, and I'm a real estate agent, and I live here in the Oklahoma City metro. I grew up near Tulsa, and I haven't lived in another state here in the US. If you find this video helpful, would you go ahead and hit that like button for me? And if you are trying to buy a home or sell a home here in Oklahoma, would you give me a call? I would be thrilled to help you. So the first city on our list is Broken Arrow. Broken Arrow is about 15 miles southeast of downtown Tulsa, and it's about 108 miles northeast of Oklahoma City. The population of Broken Arrow at this point is around 115,000 people. As far as schools go, Broken Arrow is rated an A- by niche.com. I'm gonna pull all of my ratings from niche.com, but another website to look at is greatschools.org. The average home price in Broken Arrow is currently $300,000. My opinion of Broken Arrow is that it's an adorable little town and it's grown very quickly. If you're wanting small town living, this is not the town for you. But if you want easy access to Oklahoma City and access to highly rated schools, then this might be the place that you want to live. I decided to add tornado history in here for you as well, since most people ask me about this. The last tornado that hit Broken Arrow was in May of 2013, and it was an EF2. These cities on my list are in no particular order, so please keep that in mind. The second city on my list is Edmond. Edmond is consistently rated a #1 city to live in Oklahoma. Edmond is located about 13 miles north of downtown Oklahoma City, so it's about 98 miles southwest of Tulsa. The population of Edmond hovers around 100,000 people right now. Niche.com rates Edmond Public Schools as an A+. The average home price in Edmond is between $340,000 and $360,000. I go to Edmond a lot. The downtown is really cute. It's very close to a lot of amenities that are on the north side of Oklahoma City. The thing about Edmond is that the housing is expensive. Your money will definitely go further in other cities in Oklahoma. The last tornado that I could find that occurred in Edmond was in 2019, and it was an EF1, which is a pretty chill tornado, honestly. And that actually occurred in far north Edmond. Number 3 on my list is Norman, and Norman is close to my heart because I have lived in Norman since 2007. Norman is located about 20 miles south of Oklahoma City, and it's about 118 miles southwest of Tulsa, and I make that drive a lot. Norman is an even bigger city than Edmond. Right now, the population is just under 130,000. Niche.com rates Edmond Public Schools as an A-. Norman is an even bigger city than Edmond. The population, like I said, is 130,000 or a little bit less than that. And Norman's the third largest city in Oklahoma. The average home price in Norman is between $250,000 and $260,000. So while not the cheapest you can find in Oklahoma, it is certainly more affordable than Edmond is. Norman is my home, so I am extremely biased. It is the home of the University of Oklahoma, and please understand that our culture does depend a lot on the University of Oklahoma. I like living in a very academic town, and also sports are extremely popular, both collegiate level and the regular public school sports. If you're wanting really small town living, Norman is not for you. It's 130,000 people. It's quite large for Oklahoma. But there are plenty of small towns around Norman that could fit you, and you could use Norman as kind of your metropolitan area if you want to stay away from the larger cities. And I have a video all about small towns around Norman, and I will put it right up here for you. Oklahoma City is number 4 on my list, and it is located right in the middle of Oklahoma. It is at the intersection of I-35, I-40, and I-44. Oklahoma City's population is right at 700,000. No, that number does not include the suburbs of Oklahoma City. We would get closer to 1 million if I included all of that. Oklahoma City recently earned the title of the 20th largest city in the United States, and that's in terms of population. So in terms of land area, Oklahoma City is actually the 8th largest city in the US. Niche.com rates Oklahoma City's public schools as a C. The average home price in Oklahoma City right now is about $236,000. So I love Oklahoma City. I go sometimes several times a week. I've told my husband multiple times that we could live there. Like, it's a great city. I love the culture and the vibe and the fact that it has a ton of great restaurants. So OKC definitely had a very poor reputation in the 80s and the 90s, but since then we have acquired an NBA team. So downtown is now thriving. Oklahoma City is in the top 100 cities in the world as a foodie city. And there's very little traffic, which is a big draw for people. There are so many other things about Oklahoma City that I could mention, but we do need to move on. I would say the biggest downfall of Oklahoma City is that the land area is so large, it does contribute a bit to urban sprawl. Oklahoma City gets a lot of tornadoes because it's a really big city. So you could be a really long way away from tornadoes, even though you're in the same town as like where the tornado is happening. So the biggest tornado that we've seen in Oklahoma City was the May 20th, 2013 tornado, and that was an EF5. Tulsa is number 5 on my list, and I grew up going to Tulsa a lot, at least once a month. Tulsa is located in the northeast of the state, so it's closer to Missouri and Arkansas. The last reported population of Tulsa was around 420,000 people. Niche.com rates Tulsa public schools as a C+. The average home price in Tulsa sits right above $200,000 right now. Tulsa is an older city than Oklahoma City, and it has some very interesting Art Deco architecture, which I really like about this city. Also, the old mansions are really cool. I really like them. I do prefer Oklahoma City to Tulsa in terms of culture and vibe. Maybe it's because I grew up near Tulsa, or maybe because it's an older town. Like, I'm not sure, it's a little bit smaller. I know that I prefer Oklahoma City to Tulsa, but I definitely want to know what you think. In August of 2017, Tulsa did experience an EF2 tornado, and it did take out some buildings in town. Stillwater is a town that I don't get asked about very much, which I find a little bit strange. Stillwater is home to the second largest university in Oklahoma, Oklahoma State University. Stillwater is really interesting because it's not located in either metropolitan area. Like, it might be a little bit closer to Tulsa, but it sort of depends on, where you're going. Stillwater's population is right at 50,000 people, and there's no other large towns around it. So this area is nice and rural. Stillwater's public schools are rated an A. The average home price in Stillwater is right at $240,000. There are a lot of contributing factors to average home prices, and in Stillwater, some of the major factors are going to be OSU and the lack of supply of houses overall. I did visit OSU because a lot of people from my high school and my hometown do end up going there, but overall Stillwater was a little too rural for me. I wanted something more urban. Stillwater has a fairly moderate history of tornadoes, like nothing crazy. The biggest one that I found that was in the most recent past, which was in 1999, was an EF1. So nothing too nuts there. Just a short drive southeast of Stillwater is the little town of Guthrie. Guthrie is close enough to Oklahoma City, it is just north of Edmond, that you can commute from Guthrie to Oklahoma City to work each day if you wanted to. The town's population is right under 13,000 people, so it's a pretty small town. The school ratings in Guthrie are definitely mixed. What I found was it was rated a C+. The average home price in Guthrie is right under $230,000. I think Guthrie is adorable. The downtown is so cute, and they've done such a good job of bringing in businesses and having that real community feel. It's also a very old town. It was the original capital of Oklahoma, and so there's a lot of history there. The reasons I've had clients choose to not live in Guthrie is because the county roads in Logan County, which is where Guthrie is located, many of them are not paved. So that becomes an issue. The last major tornado to hit Guthrie or near Guthrie was an EF5 in 2011, and that is a very powerful tornado. If we drive directly south on I-35, right between Oklahoma City and Dallas, pretty much equally in between those two large cities, we find the town of Ardmore. Ardmore's population is still under 30,000 people. The schools in Ardmore, the ratings that I found were right at a C. The average home price right now in Ardmore is $100,000. $747,000. Ardmore is a super tight-knit community and it has really great access to Lake Murray and Lake Texoma. Normally, Ardmore's weather is not quite as intense as other places in Oklahoma, but this year in 2024, Ardmore was hit by a tornado and several homes were destroyed. Moore is number 9 on my list. People have incredibly strong feelings about the little town of Moore. It is located just south of Oklahoma City and it has really easy access to Oklahoma City. And it's just north of Norman, so it's like 2 miles from my house. The population of Moore is right at 65,000 people. The school ratings in Moore are an A+, according to niche.com. Which I hear a lot from people. The Moore school system is the 5th largest in Oklahoma, and this is because the part of Oklahoma City that's located in Cleveland County, all of those kids go to Moore and not Oklahoma City Public Schools. The average home price right now in Moore is $215,000, so your money can go quite a ways here. I like Moore, especially if my clients want very highly rated schools and they want easy access to Oklahoma City. You can get so much more house in Moore than you can in Norman. The reason why people have such strong feelings about Moore is because of the May 20th tornado. That happened in 2013, but there was also a large tornado in 1999 that destroyed pretty much the same path as it did in 2013. Driving through that devastation was like driving through a war zone. I did live here then. But tornadoes are not just limited to Moore in Oklahoma. There are lots of tornadoes all over the state, so please remember that. One town that people often sleep on is the town of Noble, Oklahoma. Noble is located just south of Norman and the population is right under 10,000. The average home price in Noble right now is right at $215,000. But this number can really vary a lot because of the smaller population, which happens in these small towns. Noble's school system is rated a B. I love this little small town because you can get a very rural, quintessentially Oklahoma feeling and have really easy access to Norman and all that it provides economically. Sometimes though, there aren't great houses available for sale in Noble because of how small it is, but often there is land for sale in Noble, so that's helpful. Noble experienced a few tornadoes in the storm season of 2023, though nothing was bigger than an EF1. So which of these cities sounded best to you? Let me know in the comments and be sure to watch this video next.